There is a principle that creates total self-control. Most people never learn it. They spend their whole lives fighting themselves and losing. You know the pattern. You set a rule, no more junk food. 3 days later, you break it. You promise yourself, I'll wake up early. You hit snooze. Again, you decide, I'm done scrolling. But your thumb moves before you think. This is not a willpower problem. This is a relationship problem with yourself. The harder you force control, the more control you lose. This is the paradox. And until you understand it, you will always be at war. Subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment. What is the one behavior you cannot control? Writing it makes it real. Making it real makes it changeable. Now, let me show you what masters understood 800 years ago. Chapter 1. The Student Who Could Not Sit Still. 1642. Mountains of Kyoto. A monastery where men went to learn stillness. A young monk named Daichi had a problem. He could not sit still. Every meditation session, his mind screamed, his legs cramped, his back ached. Every cell wanted to move, to shift, to escape. He tried harder, sat longer, forced stillness through gritted teeth. It got worse. One morning, the master walked past during meditation, saw Daichi trembling with effort, shaking, drowning. After the bell, the master called him over. Why do you suffer so much? Master, I cannot control my body. I cannot control my mind. The more I try, the worse it becomes. The master nodded. Show me how you sit. Daichi demonstrated. Rigid spine, clenched jaw, fists tight, every muscle a battle. And this is how you think control looks? Yes, master. Discipline, strength, force. The master picked up a piece of bamboo, held it vertical, pushed down hard on the top. What happens? It wants to spring back up. Yes. The harder you push, the stronger it resists. This is what you're doing to yourself. You are the bamboo, and you are also the hand pushing. So you fight yourself and call it discipline. The master released the bamboo. It stood naturally. No effort, no fight. Now watch. He placed the bamboo horizontally. It simply rested. When you stop forcing position, the object finds its natural state. This is Fudoshin, the immovable mind. Not frozen, not rigid, natural, effortless, complete. Daichi stared. But master, if I don't force myself, won't I just collapse? Only if you believe you are made of resistance. Try this. Tomorrow morning, sit, but don't control. Don't force. Just watch. Watch what? Watch the part of you that wants to move. Don't obey it, don't fight it, just watch it. The next morning, Daichi tried. Sat down. Instantly, the urge to shift came. But instead of fighting it or obeying it, he watched it. The urge appeared. He saw it, noted it. There is the urge to move. He didn't move, but he didn't clench against it either. He just observed. The urge peaked, then faded. Like a wave. It came, it went. Another urge appeared. Same thing. Observe. It peaks. It fades. 20 minutes passed. For the first time in months, Daichi sat still. Not through force, through observation. After the bell, the master appeared again. What did you learn? Master, the urges don't go away when I fight them. They multiply. But when I just watch them, they pass on their own. Yes, this is the first principle. You are not your urges. You are the awareness that watches urges. When you know this, urges lose their power. Chapter 2. Why you can't control yourself. Here is what's happening in your brain right now. You're sitting at your desk. You need to work. Suddenly, the urge to check your phone appears. Not a thought, an urge. It feels physical, compelling, automatic. You have two options. Most people pick one. Option 1. Obey. You grab your phone, check it, get a small dopamine hit. The urge is satisfied for 3 minutes. Then it comes back stronger. Option 2. Resist. You clench. No, I won't check my phone. I have willpower. You grip the desk, jaw tight, fighting. This is what you call discipline. But here's what's actually happening. When you resist, you're giving the urge all your attention. You're fighting it. And what you fight, you feed. The urge grows, gets louder, more demanding, until eventually you break. Check your phone. And now you feel worse because you failed. This is the trap. Obey or resist. Both lose. Masters discovered a third option. Option 3. Observe. The urge to check your phone appears. You don't obey. You don't resist. You simply note, there is an urge to check the phone. You watch it, like watching a cloud pass. The cloud is real, but you don't need to grab it or push it away. You just see it. The urge peaks. You observe. The urge is strong right now. The urge fades. You observe. The urge is quieter now. It passes on its own. This is not suppression. Suppression is pushing down. This is transmutation. The urge appears. You see it clearly, and in that clear seeing, it loses its power. Dr. Judson Brewer at Brown University studied this with addiction. He taught people to observe cravings instead of fighting them. The results? Smokers trying to quit through willpower, 17% success rate. Smokers observing cravings without fighting, 42% success rate. The difference? Relationship with the urge. When you fight an urge, you're in conflict. You versus the urge. Conflict creates stress. Stress depletes willpower. Eventually, you break. When you observe an urge, there's no conflict. The urge is just a phenomenon. It appears. It's seen. It passes. No drama. No war. No depletion. This is Mushin. No mind, not no thoughts. No resistance to thoughts. Chapter 3. The Three Gates. Daichi trained this way for 6 months, observing urges, not obeying, not fighting, just watching. His mind became still, not because he forced stillness, because he stopped creating the chaos. One day, the master gave him a new teaching. You have learned the first gate, observation. Now you must pass through 2 more gates. Without all 3, the mind is still movable, still controlled by conditions. The first gate, observation. This is what you've learned. When an urge appears, you observe it. You don't identify with it. You don't say, I want to check my phone. You say, there is a wanting to check the phone. Small shift, massive difference. You are not the wanting. You are the awareness that notices wanting. Practice. For 1 week, every time an urge appears to eat, to scroll, to quit, to move, pause. Say internally, there is an urge to action. Don't obey. Don't fight. Just name it. Watch it. See how long it lasts before it fades on its own. Most urges last 90 seconds if you don't feed them or fight them. The second gate, investigation. After observation comes curiosity. When the urge appears, you ask, why is this here? Not judgment. Investigation. Daichi practiced this. During meditation, the urge to move appeared. Instead of just watching, he asked, why does this urge arise right now? He investigated and found the urge appeared whenever he thought about his family, about duties, about expectations. The body wanted to move because the mind wanted to escape. The urge wasn't about the body. It was about avoiding discomfort. When he saw this clearly, the urge transformed. It didn't disappear, but it no longer controlled him because he understood its source. Practice. When an urge appears, pause. Ask, what am I avoiding right now? Often, the urge to scroll is avoiding boredom. The urge to eat is avoiding stress. The urge to quit is avoiding discomfort. Name what you're avoiding. The urge loses half its power. The third gate, dissolution. This is the final gate, where control becomes unnecessary. After months of observation and investigation, Daichi noticed something remarkable. Certain urges stopped appearing. Not because he suppressed them, they simply dissolved. The master explained, when you fully see an urge where it comes from, what it wants, why it appears, it stops needing to appear. The urge was a message. You received the message. The urge is no longer necessary. This sounds mystical. It's mechanical. Your brain creates urges to solve problems. You're stressed. Brain creates urge to eat comfort food. You're bored. Brain creates urge to scroll. You're uncomfortable. Brain creates urge to escape. When you observe and investigate, you see the real problem, and you can address it directly. You're stressed? Breathe for 2 minutes. You're bored? Accept boredom. You're uncomfortable? Sit with it. Address the source. The urge dissolves. Not today, but over time, certain urges just stop coming. Practice. After observation and investigation, ask, what does this urge actually want? Usually, it wants relief from stress, from boredom, from discomfort. Give yourself that relief directly, through breath, through acceptance, through presence. The urge gets what it needs, without the destructive behavior. Chapter 4. Dissolution. 1 year after beginning this training, Daichi was different. The urges that used to control him, most had dissolved. The ones that remained, he watched them rise and fall like weather. No attachment, no resistance, just clear seeing. The master tested him, placed a bowl of food in front of him during a fasting day. Daichi looked at it, saw the urge to eat appear, noted it. There is wanting, watched it. It peaked, it passed. No drama, no struggle. The master smiled. You have passed through the 3 gates. Now you have Dissolution, the immovable mind. Not because you've built walls, but because you've dissolved the need for walls. Daichi asked, Master, is this enlightenment? No, this is foundation. Now the real training begins. Chapter 5. The Modern Gate. James is not an ancient monk. He's a 29-year-old in Chicago with a phone addiction and no discipline. 6 months ago, he found these teachings, started practicing the 3 gates. Week 1. Observation. Every time the urge to check his phone appeared, he paused. There is an urge to check the phone. He set a timer, watched the urge. Most lasted 60 to 90 seconds, then faded. This alone cut his phone usage by 40%, not through willpower, through watching. Week 4. Investigation. He started asking, what am I avoiding? Usually boredom, discomfort, the gap between tasks. His mind wanted constant stimulation. The phone was the escape. When he saw this clearly, something shifted. The phone wasn't the problem. His relationship with empty space was. Week 12. Dissolution. He started sitting with boredom. 5 minutes of just nothing. No phone, no distraction, just presence. It was excruciating at first, then bearable, then normal, then almost pleasant. The urge to fill every gap dissolved. Not completely, but mostly. His phone usage dropped 73%, not through blocking apps, through understanding. 3 months clean, not white-knuckling, not fighting, just clear seeing. Chapter 6. The Principle. Here is what you must understand. You cannot control yourself through force. Force creates resistance. Resistance creates conflict. Conflict depletes you. Eventually, you break. But you can control yourself through awareness. Awareness creates space. Space creates choice. Choice creates freedom. The 3 gates. Gate 1. Observation. There is an urge. Watch it. Don't obey. Don't fight. Just see. 90 seconds. Most urges pass. Gate 2. Investigation. What am I avoiding? Name the source. Discomfort. Boredom. Stress. The urge loses power. Gate 3. Dissolution. What does this actually want? Give it what it needs. Directly, without the destructive behavior. Over time, the urge stops appearing. This is not quick. This is not a hack. This is a practice. But this practice creates something permanent, not willpower that runs out, clear seeing that never does. Chapter 7. Your practice. You commented at the beginning. The behavior you cannot control. For the next 7 days, practice the first gate only. Observation. Every time that urge appears, pause. Say, there is an urge to behavior. Set a timer for 90 seconds. Watch the urge. Don't obey. Don't fight. Just observe. Track how many times the urge appears. Track how many times it fades on its own when you just watch. You will learn. You are not your urges. You are the awareness that watches urges. This is the beginning of total self-control. Not control through force. Control through clarity. Subscribe to this channel. Watch the video appearing now. It goes deeper into the neuroscience of urge management and gives you the exact practice framework. Remember, stillness is not frozen. Stillness is natural. Control is not force. Control is clear seeing. See you in the next teaching.